CVTsport.net Game of the Week. Bringing you high school, college, amateur, semi-pro, and professional sports video from right here in Central Vermont. Over a decade of local Central Vermont sports video action. Get ready, because it's time for the CVTsport.net Game of the Week.
My daddy made this. Daddy!
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Walker, and I will be bringing you the call on tonight's game, and I am joined by Garrett Sisley, who will be manning the camera, bringing you the scenes from the court tonight. As we get ready to tip things off here, I spoke with both coaches pre-game, asking them their keys to the game. Keep in mind, these two teams have squared off twice this season. Both times Williamstown was victorious. Back on January 11th, they hosted the Marauders, and they won by a final score of 89-12. Nearly 1 month to the day later, on February 10th, Williamstown traveled to Northfield, where they came away victorious on the road, 81-28. And when I spoke with Coach Gant, who finds himself leading a very young squad, not a senior on the team, and they come in with a 1-19 record. However, their lone win on the year came in their final game of the regular season back on Saturday, February 22nd, when they knocked off Rivendell Academy 45-24. He said he hopes that they can play loose coming off that victory, and his keys for tonight's game were to play at their own pace, trying to slow the basketball down, as Williamstown likes to get out and run in transition. They need to handle the pressure, namely that full court press that the Blue Devils will come out in, and as very challenging for any team to match up with the high octane intensity that they bring on the defensive end of the basketball. And then lastly, he said they need to put the basketball in the hoop early, get some confidence going out there, and try to establish themselves from the get-go. On the flip side, for Coach Sid Sweet and the Blue Devils, his keys to the game were to stay in front of the Marauders, not allowing them to find open space. They need to win the rebound battle, and going hand in hand with that, he wants them to take advantage of their size. They outsized the Marauders tonight, and with the likes of both Colby Lagner and Nick Massetti, they can take advantage of that on the interior. It should bode well for them. And then lastly, just as Coach Gant for Northfield said, he wants them to play at their own pace. And for that, the Blue Devils like to play high octane, high tempo at all times. We are just about ready to get things going with the starting lineups for tonight. Quickly, we're going to step away for a brief message, and when we come back, tonight's starting lineups.
Thanks for joining us on this CVTsport.net local high school sports video production. If you'd like to help support our coverage, you can use the Venmo or PayPal app and just scan the QR codes above to donate and help support our free live coverage. If you'd like to join the CVTsport.net team, we're always looking for producers, commentators, and camera people. Email info@cvtsport.net for more information. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back in, everyone, to Williamstown High School. We are ready to get things kicked off with tonight's starting lineups. First, for Coach Bill Gant, as I mentioned, the starting lineup for Northfield will consist of a sophomore wearing number 2, guard Alex Colgan. Joining him will be a junior forward wearing number 10, Brady Knapp. Next up will be a freshman guard wearing number 11, Elijah Scott. A sophomore forward wearing number 23, Zeke Aronson. And rounding out the starting 5 for Northfield will be a sophomore forward wearing number 33, Kane Knapp. And on the flip side for Coach Sid Sweet and the Blue Devils, in the backcourt will be a senior wearing number 3, Evan Bailey. Joining him will be a sophomore wearing number 4, Alex Clark. A freshman guard wearing number 10, Chase Wilkin. Junior forward wearing number 11, Caleb Jarvis Comey. And rounding out the starting 5 for Williamstown will be a senior forward wearing number 31, Liam Hebert. We are going to step aside for another break, but before we do so, I would like to thank one of our sponsors this evening, Orange County Property Management. As the starting lineups are going to be introduced on the court and the national anthem, we will step aside once again. And when we come back, the tip-off of tonight's 2025 BPA Division IV Boys Basketball Playdown.
Williamstown boys basketball is made possible by Hart Electric. 802-431-8474 for all your electrical needs out of Williamstown, Vermont, Hart Electric. And by Pro Heat, 1689 Vermont 14 in East Montpelier, 802-479-9330, professional, reliable, and on time. Also by Sweets Pellet Service out of Williamstown, Vermont, 802-461-9194. Also by Sweets Plumbing and Heating, 802-498-4918. Also brought to you by Yipes of Barry. Auto accessories, apparel, graphics, signs, and banners on 439 North Main Street in Barry, 479-0055. Williamstown boys basketball is also made possible by Barry Tile, Morrison, and Clark on Vermont 14, 889 South Barry. For all your tile and flooring needs, Barry Tile, Morrison, and Clark, 802-476-0912. And also brought to you by McCaskill Custom Carpentry. They're insured and they offer full free estimates. They do siding, roofing, additions, new builds, finish work, concrete. They offer interior and exterior painting. They are lead paint removal and renovation, and they are RRPM certified in lead paint. They also offer cleanouts, trash hauling, and gravel hauling. You can reach McCaskill Custom Carpentry at 802-272-8198 or email them at mikemccaskill13@gmail.com. That's McCaskill Custom Carpentry. This game is made possible by CVTV723.org. If you want to support live-streamed Spalding High School sports, please go to CVTV723.org and look for the Donate Now tab.
Welcome back into Williamstown, everyone. Once again, I'm Brandon Walker bringing you the call on tonight's 2025 VPA Division IV Boys Basketball Playdown matchup between the Blue Devils and Marauders. As I mentioned in the pregame, these two teams met twice, with Williamstown coming away victorious both times. Williamstown comes in with a 14-6 regular season record. Meanwhile, the Marauders coming in at 1-19. The Blue Devils with a 3-game winning streak coming into tonight, and the Marauders victorious in their final game of the regular season. We are just about ready to get this one started, and tipping things off. Ball is bouncing around, falls into the hands of senior guard Evan Bailey for the Blue Devils. Quickly up court, Alex Clark fires away from the wing. His shot is off the mark, rebounded by Northfield. Back come the Marauders. Colgan with the basketball in his hands. Finds Knapp in the corner. Pivots around, left-hand dribble, looks to lob it over the top to Colgan. The ball is intercepted by freshman Chase Wilkin for Williamstown. Picks up his dribble, gets it to Clark at the top of the key. Clark goes back to Wilkin. Wilkin looks to get it in down low to Hebert. Jarvis Comey from the elbow, back to Clark at the top. Short corner, it is Hebert. He finds Jarvis Comey on the low block, and he is able to put the basketball in the hoop for the first points of our ball game. Immediately setting up their full court pressure are the Blue Devils, looking to break it. Northfield going over the top. Ball is tipped away by Williamstown. Possession will remain with Northfield. Just 1 minute into the ball game. Surveys Colgan now with the basketball. Right-hand dribble, takes on Bailey, steps back, thought about the three, passes it up. That is Knapp from downtown, giving Northfield the early lead. Just what Coach Bill Gant wanted. See the basketball go through the hoop early. He wants them to play loose and confident coming off that victory against Rivendell. Chase Wilkin now for Williamstown. Alex Clark gets a screen from Wilkin. Two defenders meet him at the top of the key as Northfield sets up a zone defense. Jarvis Comey on the wing. Clark from the top of the key. This one's for three, and he got it. 5-3, the lead now for Williamstown. Full court press once again. Northfield seems relatively relaxed, able to break it every trip down the court so far. On the low block now, the ball is going to be turned over as traveling with the basketball was Elijah Scott as he looked to find a teammate as he was swarmed by 3 Blue Devil defenders. Nobody comes into this game hotter in Division IV than the Blue Devils outside of maybe the number 2 seed Twinfield Cabot Trojans. They are in a 9-game winning streak and the number 2 seed in Division IV. However, Williamstown finished their season after January 15th with a record of 10-1. Excellent close to the season by Coach Sweet and the Blue Devils. Back on the court, this is Clark from beyond the arc. His shot is too strong. Rebounded by Bailey. Bailey's shot is denied. Now he looks to go underneath for Hebert. It is picked off by the Marauders. Now Colgan will lead the charge back the other way. In the corner, Scott with the basketball. Right-hand dribble, gets a screen from Colgan. Gets into the lane, leaves his feet. Cannot make the pass to a teammate. It's stolen away by Williamstown. Wilkin with the basketball. Finds Bailey. Back up top, they reverse it. Wilkin goes to Clark. Hebert at the elbow. Back to Wilkin. He penetrates, kicks it out to Jarvis Comey in the corner. Skip pass over to Clark on the wing. He'll fire away from beyond the arc. His shot is off back rim, rebounded by Bailey, and that is going to lead to our first foul of the ball game. First team foul for Northfield. Going to go on Brady Knapp, the junior forward. Checking into the ball game for Williamstown is Chris Collins, the sophomore. Collins will inbound the basketball, and it is tipped away by Elijah Scott. Collins will inbound once again for Williamstown. 5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Northfield doing just what they wanted in making Williamstown play at their pace. They have slowed this thing down. Williamstown really likes to get out and run with the basketball anytime they have it, but thus far it has been a much slower paced game than either of their previous 2 meetings. This is Alex Clark with the pull-up jump shot off the elbow, good for 2, extending the Blue Devil lead to 4. Tipped away in the backcourt by Jarvis Comey. Ball will stay with Northfield. Williamstown will be able to set up their full court pressure once again. And now into the ball game is Colby Lagner for the Blue Devils. Knapp surveys, finds Colgan. Ball is deflected out by Clark. Knapp will inbound once again. Tough spot to inbound the ball. However, he gets it into Aronson, and Aronson finds Scott. Scott takes it all the way, gets by Lagner, and he finishes at the rim. 7-5 ball game. A lot of life out of the Marauders in this one, coming in as the unassuming 13 seed. I don't believe the Blue Devils were expecting this start from them. Low block, that is Collins with it. Excellent find by Alex Clark. Once again, a 4-point lead for Williamstown. Breaking the pressure are the Marauders. This is Knapp with the runner. Off 1 foot, can't make it go. Rebounded by Clark, and the foul is going to come back to Knapp and the Marauders. That is going to be his second personal foul, not what Coach Bill Gant would have wanted from his junior forward. However, it looks like he's going to roll the dice and keep him out there. No substitution by Northfield. Knapp will play with 2 fouls here just halfway through the first quarter. Skip pass by Clark to Collins. Jarvis Comey in the key, back over to Clark where the ball started, and he knocks it down from beyond the arc. 7-point Williamstown advantage. Aronson inbounds to Knapp. Full court press by the Blue Devils, looking to trap are Bailey and Clark. However, Northfield breaks it up, and this is Scott finishing with the alley-oop-esque pass from Kane Knapp. 12-7 now the score. Northfield hanging with the Blue Devils. Clark over to Bailey. Bailey from beyond the arc. Cannot get it to go. Rebounded by Colgan. He pushes tempo back the other way. Picks up his dribble just over half court. Finds Scott in the corner. Scott looks in for Aronson. Aronson going to dribble it out. Looking to reset the offense. He finds Brady Knapp. Right hand dribble on the wing. Looks to find space. Finds his brother Kane. His 3-point shot comes up short. And the rebound will be tied up. Possession arrow favors Northfield. They will retain possession of the basketball along the baseline. Checking in for Williamstown is Q Horace. Another one of the big bodies for the Blue Devils. Yet to check into the ball game is Nick Massetti. Coach Sid Sweet said they were dealing with a sick player as Scott finishes over top of Lagner. Not an easy feat to do as he is outsized by Lagner. But once again, the Marauders keeping up the pressure and forcing the hand of Williamstown. Sick player, my assumption would be that is Nick Massetti, the junior big man, typically a starter for Williamstown. Definitely missing his presence right now in the ball game as they find themselves leading by only 3. Stepping to the line now will be Q Horace. 3rd team foul against Northfield. First personal on Zeke Aronson. Horace's first free throw is up and good. 4-point Williamstown lead. The second free throw on the way from Horace, and that one is good. Checking into the ball game now for Williamstown will be sophomore guard Keaton Hall. Hall is an expert marksman from beyond the arc for the Blue Devils. They haven't gotten that shooting touch going just yet. Colgan with the basketball quickly to Scott. Scott over the timeline, looks to find Aronson, and it's going to be tipped out of bounds by Hall. Northfield will inbound along the baseline. Knapp to inbound. Surveys, finds Aronson. Aronson dribbles out, pulls Lagner out with him when he does. Knapp now, right hand dribble, gets by his defender, finds Aronson for the mid-range jump shot. It is off the mark. Rebound trickles all the way out to Scott, and he will come up with possession of the basketball. Colgan now, back to Aronson, down low, this is Knapp. Passed it back out, Aronson up top, scooped up by Colgan as it was poked away momentarily by Williamstown. Aronson right hand dribble, hands off to Scott. Scott thought about the step back jump shot, thought better of it. Knapp now goes in with the left hand, takes on Lagner, and Lagner snatches the ball right away. Back the other way come the Blue Devils. This is Collins. He is going to be fouled, I believe, by Aronson. That will be the 4th team foul against Northfield, meaning that every foul that occurs in the next minute and 54 seconds will send the Blue Devils to the free throw line. That will be the 2nd foul on Aronson. So 2 Marauders with 2 fouls just in the first quarter of play. Collins' first free throw is up and good. Both Brady Knapp and Zeke Aronson will continue to play in this ball game with 2 fouls. Rolling the dice is Coach Bill Gant. Second free throw by Collins is good. 7-point Blue Devil advantage. Quickly up the other way, Scott looks to find Knapp under the basket. However, now into the ball game is Massetti, and he tips the basketball away. Knapp will inbound along the baseline as he has most every time. He gets it into Scott. Right hand dribble, gets into the lane. He is nearly tied up by Hall. Instead finds Aronson in the end. Massetti all over Aronson, gets it to Knapp. Now Colgan, spin move in the lane. Finds Aronson for the mid-range jump shot, and that one is good. Excellent shot by Aronson and great find by Colgan. 16-11. Collins from beyond the arc now for Williamstown. His shot is too strong. Rebounded by Knapp. Colgan slows things down a bit. Right hand dribble over the timeline. Gets a screen from Aronson. Picks up the dribble. Back to Aronson from the elbow, and that one is off the mark. Rebounded by Collins. Williamstown now back the other way. Still not able to get out in transition as they like. Clark picks up his dribble. Nearly traveled with it. Finds Massetti. Now driving in is Collins, and he finishes. Tough shot. Good scoop up and under amidst 2 defenders, extending the Williamstown lead to 7. Scott now looking to break the pressure of the Blue Devils. Tries to go over the top. That ball is tipped away. Momentarily corralled by Horace, and then he loses it out of bounds. Possession will go back to the Marauders. 18-11, less than a minute to play in the first quarter. Not the start that the Blue Devils were expecting, as again, I mentioned the 2 scores of the previous meetings. Northfield losing by a handed amount versus the Blue Devils. And now back the other way, Colgan with the basketball, lost it. It was tipped away as he went to the rim. Bailey thought about the 3, penetrates, kicks it back out to Hall. He loses grip on the basketball, gets it into Massetti. Massetti challenges his defender. His shot is blocked, and now he is, I believe, on the line, and that will be a turnover. Possession back to Northfield. 15.5 seconds to play here in the opening quarter. Williamstown is going to sit back in their half-court defensive set rather than press for this final possession. Colgan, right-hand dribble, finds Scott. In the corner, this is Aronson now. Back to Kane Knapp. The sophomore looks to get it into Scott. It is tipped away by Evan Bailey. 2.7 remaining on the clock. Northfield will inbound, looking to narrow the lead with this final shot of the quarter. Brady Knapp to inbound. He surveys, he finds Scott from beyond the arc. Scott, instead, one dribble to his right, pulls up, and that one is off the mark. After 1 quarter of play, the number 4 seed host Williamstown Blue Devils find themselves with an 18-11 lead over the visiting number 13 seed Northfield Marauders. You are watching this game on the NFHS Network, and this is a 2025 VPA Division IV boys basketball playdown matchup.
Granite, coffee, manufacturing, food.
It's not easy to make a living in Vermont. We really are the bank behind almost every industry. We care about businesses growing and succeeding because that success is our success. We're a billion-dollar bank made up of thousands of Vermont businesses.
Our customers make fresh coffee for great conversations and pull us out of the ditch on a cold, snowy night.
Wherever you are laying down your roots, taking a risk, building a dream, we're here.
Welcome back in, everyone, to Williamstown High School. Brandon Walker bringing you the call on tonight's game, featuring the Marauders and the Blue Devils. And I mentioned earlier in the broadcast that not many teams in Division IV were coming into the postseason hotter than the Blue Devils as they closed out the regular season on a 10-1 run after January 15th. They began the season at 4-5, and that was following a loss to Richford, where they traveled up to Richford. The only team to beat them since that day was Richford once again right here in Williamstown. Blue Devils very good on their home court, coming in with a 7-2 record here in Williamstown, and the 2 losses came at the hands of 2 Division III opponents, Thetford and Richford, as I just mentioned. Back on the court now, Aronson tries to challenge Massetti, and his shot is denied. Quickly back the other way, Bailey tried to outlet to Hull, too strong, sails out of bounds. Northfield basketball. Great effort by the Marauders early in this one. They continue to battle. Colgan slowing things down, just as Coach Gant mentioned in his pregame keys. Picks up his dribble now. Hall is going to get right up on him. Tries to get it to Aronson rather. And getting on the deck, diving for the ball is Massetti. However, officiating crew said he traveled, rolled with it as he gained possession. Northfield will maintain possession. On the far sideline, Brady Knapp will look to inbound. Skip pass over to Aronson. Back to Knapp. Knapp tried to hand off to his brother Zane, however, able to track it down himself. This is Zane with it now. Back to Aronson, top of the key. Gives it over to Elijah Scott. Scott against Bailey. Right hand dribble. Picks it up. Back to Aronson. Over the top they go. Looking for Scott. Would have worked had he been able to maintain possession, but instead it is quickly back the other way, and Williamstown losing the handle on it once again. Another turnover, another unforced turnover by the Blue Devils. 18-11 the score. Colgan slows it down once again, walking it up. No full court press by Williamstown. Knapp spins, tries to challenge Hebert, and he is going to draw the foul. That'll be the first foul of the game against Williamstown. First team foul of this second quarter, first personal against senior Liam Hebert. Stepping to the free throw line will be sophomore forward Kane Knapp for Northfield. Knapp's first free throw is off the mark, hits the front of the rim and bounces off to the left. Checking into the ball game for Northfield will be both Garrett Coro and Mason Shreve. Knapp's second free throw is too strong off the back rim, however, rebounded by Aronson between 2 Blue Devils, and he's going to be fouled as well. Second team foul against Williamstown. First personal, I believe, on Massetti. And checking back in will be Colby Lagner. Setting down will be Massetti. This is Shreve from beyond the arc. His shot is too strong. Rebound is tipped out by Williamstown. Possession will stay with the Marauders once again. Along the baseline, Coro will inbound. Looking to free Colgan. He's the one that gets the ball in his possession off the inbound. Challenges 3 defenders, gets it back out to Aronson. Colgan from the free throw line, finds Coro. Coro back to Shreve. Colgan out over the top for Aronson. Aronson with the shot fake, finds Shreve. Shreve from just inside the three-point line. His shot is off the back of the rim. The high rebound bounces up and falls into the hands of Ronan Kate. Back the other way, Bailey comes with the basketball. Finds Hebert, back to Bailey in the corner. His 3 is good, 21-11. Good stroke from the senior 1,000-point scorer from the Blue Devils. Shreve with the basketball now. Aronson on the wing. Skip pass to Knapp. Knapp looks to challenge Hebert, picks up his dribble, gets it back to Aronson. Looking to go back to Knapp once again, however, it's tipped away by Hebert, and he lunges trying to grab the basketball. Cannot quite save it before it goes out of bounds, and he lets out a cry as Coach Gant calls a timeout. We will step aside for a quick break.
Vermont middle and high school students can start college for free at the Community College of Vermont. Get a taste of college life and learn about options after high school by attending an Access Day and enrolling in our Intro to College and Careers class. Juniors and seniors are eligible for 2 dual enrollment vouchers, each good for 1 free CCV course. And seniors can complete their last year of high school and first year of college at the same time through the Early College Program. They can even stay at CCV and earn a free associate degree through the McClure Free Degree Promise. Learn more at gotocollegevt.org.
Means that possession of the basketball will go to the Marauders. Excellent offensive set by Williamstown, however, just could not get the ball to go into the basket. Nevertheless, they wound up corralling 4 offensive rebounds in the process. Shreve with the basketball, picks up his dribble, full court pressure by the Blue Devils, causing a little bit of confusion for Northfield. Shreve once again picks up his dribble, goes over the top, and that is not before a timeout is taken by Coach Gant. And that will be a 30-second timeout here on the court. We will step aside and take it as well.
This game is made possible by locally owned Packard Fuels. Located in East Montpelier, Vermont, Packard Fuels is a proud and generous supporter of local high school sports and community events. Packard Fuels, your provider of home heating oil and service with a friendly staff that greets you with a smile. Owned by Ellery Packard III, Packard Fuels, 802-262-3835. Packard Fuels, keeping you warm.
Back here at Williamstown, out of the timeout by the Marauders. Shreve with the basketball in his hands. Dribbles by Bailey instead, and now he's trapped by Bailey and Jarvis Comey, and tried to throw it out of bounds off of a Williamstown defender, and it bounced back and hit him before skirting out of bounds. Possession goes to Williamstown. Checking in for the Blue Devils is Nick Massetti and Chase Wilkin. Wilkin now gets it to Bailey, to Horace, to Massetti, back out to Wilkin. Wilkin from beyond the arc. His shot is off the mark. Long rebound is tipped out by Massetti and tracked down by Shreve, and he will put the ball up and off the backboard. Can't get it to go. Shot rolls out, rebounded by Clark, and he will be fouled immediately by Shreve. Second team foul against the Marauders. First personal against Mason Shreve. 2 minutes and 37 seconds to go in the half. 11-point lead for Williamstown. Wilkin finds Massetti, back to Horace in the key. And Bailey will take the floater in the lane, and his shot is good. Senior guard Evan Bailey playing some inspired basketball, not wanting his career to come to an end here tonight on his home court. Q Horace tips the ball away, steals it for the Blue Devils. Bailey with the one-hand floater off balance, too strong, rebounded by Coro. And that jump ball will give possession back to the Blue Devils. Handful of jump balls here in this quarter. They'll inbound along the baseline. Wilkin will look to get the ball in. He surveys and inbounds it directly to Horace on the block. This is Bailey now from beyond the arc again, and his shot is good. Evan Bailey has his shot going now. 29-13, the Blue Devils lead. And Shreve with the basketball, ball fake. Picks up his dribble, skips it over to Scott. Knapp now into his brother Kane. Kane over the top of Massetti. His shot is off the mark. On the rebound, trying to gain possession was Knapp. However, he tips the ball out of bounds. Williamstown will gain possession. Full court pressure shown by the Marauders. Evan Bailey tries to break it. Over the top he goes to Massetti, quickly to Collins, now to Wilkins. Wilkins tried to split two defenders, eventually found an open Collins, and now Massetti getting the offensive rebound, and he will be fouled and step to the free throw line for the first time in the ball game. Third team foul against Northfield. Will be the first personal foul on Owen Sweet, the sophomore center. Massetti's first free throw is off the mark. I mentioned he did not start tonight's ball game. Typically he is a starter for the Blue Devils, so might not be at 100% out there on the court this evening. Massetti eyes the rim for his second free throw. This one is good. 17-point Blue Devil advantage. Just over a minute to play in the first half. And that was a great block by Massetti as Shreve took him on in the open court. Denied at the rim, however. Knapp inbounding. And that will be a 5-second violation forced by the Blue Devils. Excellent defense now as they start to ramp up the intensity, closing out this first half. Bailey tries to break the pressure and does, gets it over to Wilkin. Wilkin finds Collins. Collins to Clark on the far block, can't get it to go. Now Massetti with a handful of offensive boards, gets his own rebound a couple times. Neither shot attempt is good. 1 minute to play here in the half. Northfield with the ball. Shreve gets a screen up top. kicks it over to Coro. Coro's shot is too strong. Massetti grabs the loose ball, and rebound goes to Williamstown. Outlet pass from Bailey to Collins from beyond the arc. This is Bailey once again off the front of the rim. Nobody able to track down the rebound for the Blue Devils, so it will go out of bounds. Possession back to the Marauders. 40 seconds to play in the half. Shreve with the basketball. Slowly walks it up over the timeline. Williamstown sitting back in their half-court set. Shreve to Scott. In the corner, it's Sweet. Back to Knapp. Knapp challenged by two defenders, finds Scott. Scott looked to shoot over the top of Massetti, but his shot is blocked. And Bailey now outlets to Clark. Back to Bailey. And at the top of the key, it's Wilkin. Left-hand dribble penetration. He finds Collins in the corner, and his shot is blocked by Scott. Quickly, a foul as Williamstown applied pressure. Be the third team foul against the Blue Devils, giving Northfield the basketball with 6.2 seconds to go in the half. They need to go the full length of the court to get the final shot of this first half. Knapp inbounds to Shreve. He lets it roll before he's challenged by Clark. Over the timeline. Shreve skipped past to Sweet and did not know the time, and that will let the first half expire with the score 30-13 in favor of Williamstown. We will step out for a quick break.
Thanks for joining us on this CVTsport.net local high school sports video production. If you'd like to help support our coverage, you can use the Venmo or PayPal app and just scan the QR codes above to donate and help support our free live coverage. If you'd like to join the CVTsport.net team, we're always looking for producers, commentators, and camera people. Email info@cvtsport.net for more information. Thanks for watching. Tournament Specialties is a proud sponsor of Central Vermont Sports. If you are in need of decorated apparel such as t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, or outerwear, look no further. Tournament Specialties is located in Barry and would love to work with you on taking your design to the next level. In addition to their embroidery and printing services, they now have a laser etching system that allows for custom etching on drinkware, leather, patches for caps, and other etching needs. Jeff would also be happy to discuss custom online storefront options for your organization. If you are looking for a creative way to fundraise, this has proven to work very well for many local teams and organizations. To learn more, email Jeff at tournamentdesigns@gmail.com. Williamstown boys basketball is made possible by Hart Electric. 802-431-8474 for all your electrical needs out of Williamstown, Vermont, Hart Electric. And by Pro Heat, 1689 Vermont 14 in East Montpelier, 802-479-9330, professional, reliable, and on time. Also by Sweets Pellet Service out of Williamstown, Vermont, 802-461-9194. Also by Sweets Plumbing and Heating, 802-498-4918. Also brought to you by Yipes of Barry. Auto accessories, apparel, graphics, signs, and banners on 439 North Main Street in Barry, 479-0055. Williamstown boys basketball is also made possible by Barry Tile, Morrison, and Clark on Vermont 14, 889 South Barry. For all your tile and flooring needs, Barry Tile, Morrison, and Clark, 802-476-0912. And also brought to you by McCaskill Custom Carpentry. They're insured and they offer full free estimates. They do siding, roofing, additions, new builds, finish work, concrete. They offer interior and exterior painting. They are lead paint removal and renovation, and they are RRPM certified in lead paint. They also offer cleanouts, trash hauling, and gravel hauling. You can reach McCaskill Custom Carpentry at 802-272-8198 or email them at mikemccaskill13@gmail.com. That's McCaskill Custom Carpentry. This game is made possible by locally owned Packard Fuels. Located in East Montpelier, Vermont, Packard Fuels is a proud and generous supporter of local high school sports and community events. Packard Fuels, your provider of home heating oil and service with a friendly staff that greets you with a smile. Owned by Ellery Packard III, Packard Fuels, 802-262-3835. Packard Fuels, keeping you warm. This game is made possible by CVTV723.org. If you want to support live-streamed Spalding High School sports, please go to CVTV723.org and look for the Donate Now tab.
This game is also made possible by Vermont Fellowship of Christian Athletes, established in 1954, a community working to see the world transformed by Jesus Christ through the influence of coaches and athletes. You can find more information at fcavermont.org, and you can contact them by email at glennolson@fca.org.
Thanks for joining us on this CVTsport.net local high school sports video production. If you'd like to help support our coverage, you can use the Venmo or PayPal app and just scan the QR codes above to donate and help support our free live coverage. If you'd like to join the CVTsport.net team, we're always looking for producers, commentators, and camera people. Email info@cvtsport.net for more information. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back in, everyone, to halftime here of tonight's 2025 VPA Division IV Boys Basketball Playdown matchup between the Northfield Marauders and the Williamstown Blue Devils. And once again, welcome in, everyone, on the NFHS Network, where at halftime the Blue Devils lead the Marauders 30-13. However, much different than the previous matchups between these two teams. Both times Williamstown victorious this season by scores of 89-12 on January 11th and 81-28 on February 10th. So the Marauders, playing to the keys of the game by their head coach Bill Gant, have played very well as the number 13 seed, challenging the number 4 seed here in Division 4. And for the Blue Devils, Coach Sid Sweet wanted his team to stay in front of the Marauders defensively. They have done so for the most part. However, any open space that has been available to them, Northfield has been able to take advantage and score the basketball at a pretty high clip. And the rebounding battle, another key for Coach Sweet, is one that they have taken advantage of using their size. However, putting in second chance opportunities on the offensive end has not been a strength of theirs in this first half, something that they will look to do better on in the second half and extending their lead as they come out of the locker room. When we look ahead to future playoff matchups, whichever team is able to come away victorious here tonight, they will play once again on Friday. If Williamstown is victorious, they will host either Twin Valley, the 5 seed, or the 12 seed Leland and Gray. If it was Northfield to come away with a victory, they would travel to either of those two aforementioned schools. And then next week will be the semifinals and championship at the Barry Auditorium on March 3rd and March 8th respectively. With that being said, and we are just about ready to get things going here in this second half of basketball, I want to talk about the Blue Devils once more. They are not only the 4 seed here in Division 4, they've only lost to one Division 4 team all season long, and that was the Twinfield Cabot team, who currently find themselves leading at halftime by a score of 50-6 in their matchup with Sharon Academy. And that loss to Twinfield Cabot came back on January 3rd at a neutral site, that site being the Barry Auditorium. So once again, they have 6 losses this year. However, only 1 has come in their own division. So the Blue Devils are primed and ready to go as we kick off this postseason play. Both teams now out of the locker room, ready to get things started back up here in the second half. Northfield will have possession of the basketball, and they will inbound. It's Knapp with it. Over the top he goes to his brother, Kane. And now Colgan in the corner. Loses his dribble, but able to get control of it. And Aronson dribbles past Lagner, challenges Massetti, and he's going to draw the foul. Sophomore Zeke Aronson will step to the free throw line with the first foul of the second half, going against Colby Lagner, his first personal. Marauders trail by 17, looking to cut into that lead. Aronson's first free throw is good. 30-14 the score. They look to chip away. Aronson eyes the rim. His second free throw is on the way, and that one's good as well. 15-point Blue Devil advantage. Bailey immediately up court, finds Hull, and the weak side block all alone is Alex Clark, and he lays the basketball in. 17-point edge again to the Blue Devils. And breaking the pressure are the Marauders. Again, another key to the game from Coach Gant was to handle the pressure. They have done so to this point. This is Knapp from beyond the arc. His 3 is too strong off the rim. Rebounded by Bailey. Bailey pushes tempo, finds Massetti into the corner to Hull, back to Bailey. His 3-pointer is in and out. Scooping up the offensive rebound, however, is Massetti, and then he is going to be whistled for the travel. Basketball back to Northfield. Just under a minute into the second half. Northfield walks it up. Knapp and Colgan looking to get it to Kane Knapp in the corner. However, the pass was too strong, sailed out of bounds. Williamstown will inbound, full court pressure applied by the Marauders. Bailey passes to Lagner. Lagner is going to be fouled at midcourt by Aronson. A foul against Aronson and a foul against Lagner here in the second half. Third personal on Aronson. That is something to keep in mind. Both he and Brady Knapp entered this half with 2 fouls, so quicking up the quick third foul, will be Aronson. Baseline, this is Clark. He reverses it to Hull. Hull finds Bailey from beyond the arc, and his 3-pointer is good. Evan Bailey has found his shooting stroke. He extends the Williamstown lead to an even 20. Over the top, looking to lob it, was Knapp, picked off by Massetti. Quickly back the other way, Williamstown. Clark lays it up off glass with the right hand, and that one is good. He will step to the free throw line where he will have a chance at an old-fashioned three-point play. Excellent job by Alex Clark, where he will be rewarded with the opportunity to finish off the three-point play the old-fashioned way. Clark eyes the rim. His free throw is up and good. Looks like we are going to have a foul. Loose ball foul against Williamstown, I believe. Going to go on Colby Lagner, his second personal in 2 minutes. Aronson finds Scott in the corner. Colgan now met by two defenders. Gets it to Aronson from the elbow. His shot is too short, and the rebound tipped away by Williamstown. Out of bounds. Possession will stay with Northfield. On the far wing, Knapp to inbound. Massetti will guard the inbound pass. Scott doubled, gets it to Knapp. Knapp with the right-hand dribble, floats it over the top of Massetti. His shot is off the mark. Clark with the rebound and outlet for Hull. Hull back the other way, extends and finishes over the defense. And that is a 40-15 Blue Devil advantage, forcing the hand of Coach Bill Gant. He will call a timeout. We will step aside and take it as well. However, once again, I would like to thank one of our sponsors this evening, Orange County Property Management. The timeout on the court, we will step aside and take it too.
Granite, coffee, manufacturing, food.
It's not easy to make a living in Vermont. We really are the bank behind almost every industry. We care about businesses growing and succeeding because that success is our success. We're a billion-dollar bank made up of thousands of Vermont businesses.
Our customers make fresh coffee for great conversations and pull us out of the ditch on a cold, snowy night.
Wherever you are laying down your roots, taking a risk, building a dream, we're here.
Welcome back into Williamstown, where the Blue Devils have extended their lead, 40-15. Out of the timeout by Coach Gant and the Marauders. Knapp to inbound. Gets it to Aronson. Aronson double teamed by Massetti, and Wagner finds Knapp. His shot is off the mark. Clark with the rebound. Up at it, Bailey quickly finds Hull. Back to Massetti, reversed it offense. Clark back to Bailey. Wagner. Excellent ball movement by the Blue Devils, skipping that thing around, not allowing the Northfield defense to get set. This is Massetti now finishing softly with his left hand. Colgan finds Knapp. Double team. Aronson from the elbow gets it to Knapp in the corner. His three-pointer is good. Not going away are the Marauders. Quickly back the other way, Williamstown once again. Evan Bailey from beyond the arc. His shot is too strong. Rebound falls into the hands of Massetti, and he is going to be fouled with the second chance opportunity. He'll step back to the free throw line for a chance at a pair. That will be the fourth personal foul against Zeke Aronson, who has had himself an excellent ball game. However, that will force the hand of Coach Gant, as he will put Garrett Coro into the ball game to replace Aronson. Massetti dribbles, eyes the rim. His first free throw is off the mark, comes up short. A couple substitutions for the Blue Devils, both Collins and Carter Smith checking into the game, replacing Hull and Lagner. Massetti ready for his second of two free throws. This one is up and good. 43-18 Williamstown advantage. Checking into the game now is Q Horace, replacing Massetti. Full court pressure applied by the Blue Devils. Knapp looks to inbound, gets it to Colgan. Colgan is double teamed, picks up his dribble. Finds Knapp. Knapp dribbles along the sidelines, tipped away from behind by Clark. Scooped up by Bailey, up ahead to Clark now. The outlet pass, he gives a shot fake, gets his defender off balance, and he finishes at the rim. Excellent fake by Clark and finish at the rim, extending the Williamstown lead. Knapp up ahead to Scott. He finds Coro. Coro will be fouled by Bailey. be the third team foul, rather, on the Blue Devils. And Coro will step to the free throw line for a pair. First personal foul against Bailey. For the Marauders, it has been a tough season. Again, I mentioned they came in with a record of 1-19. However, ending the season on a high note by defeating Rivendell Academy this past Saturday, 45-24. A young team for Coach Gant. No seniors. Handful of juniors. Actually, one junior, excuse me, as Coro knocks down the second of two. One junior, a handful of sophomores, and two freshmen comprise the team that you are watching out there on the court. They continue to battle here on the road. Clark to inbound, gets it to Bailey. Bailey back to Clark. Gets it to Horace down low on the block. His shot fake. Got his defender off balance. However, he's going to be whistled for the travel, giving the basketball back to Northfield. Just about halfway through this third quarter of play. Both teams with 3 team fouls. This is Knapp to his brother Kane Knapp. Right hand runner in the lane is good. 45-21, 14-point Blue Devil advantage. Excuse me, 24-point Blue Devil advantage. This is Clark. A couple of ball fakes. He pulls up. His shot is off the mark. Rebounded by Horace underneath, and he finishes at the rim. Up ahead, skip pass quickly by Knapp. Finds Scott. It's stolen away by Bailey, and he'll push tempo the other way. Up ahead, he finds Clark. Clark, left-hand dribble along the baseline, and he is going to end up on the end line, out of bounds. Ball back to the Marauders. Checking into the ball game now is Caleb Jarvis-Comey, replacing Bailey. Northfield retreats back to their half-court defensive set. Colgan walks things up for Northfield. Knapp tries to lob over the top to his brother Kane. Jarvis-Comey picks it off, and back the other way comes Williamstown. Clark dribbles around a couple of defenders, finds Collins at the top of the key. Collins picks up his dribble now, gets it back to Jarvis-Comey, who will reset the offense. Directs traffic, throws it over to Clark. Back over to Jarvis-Comey. At the free throw line is Smith. His shot is too strong, rebounded by Collins. Now Clark from beyond the arc. His shot is good. 29-point Blue Devil advantage. 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Knapp over the timeline, and he will travel with the basketball as he was met by a pair of Blue Devil defenders, forcing the turnover. Clark will set up the offense. Finds Horace at the free throw line. Horace quickly turns, and he's going to travel. Did not put the basketball down in time. Coach Sweet instructing him for the next time that he has that opportunity. Colgan walks it up. Ball is tipped out of bounds by the Blue Devils. Knapp will inbound along the near sideline. Substitution for Williamstown. Checking into the game will be Ronan Kate. Scott with it in the corner. Both defenders retreat. And there is going to be a foul away from the basketball. Going to come back to Kate. It'll be the 4th team foul on Williamstown. Northfield will be in the bonus for the remainder of the quarter. Knapp to inbound along the baseline now. Surveys and finds Scott on the weak side block, who will finish at the rim. 50-23 now. Jarvis-Comey. Blue Devils back quickly the other way, pushing tempo as they like to do. Collins gets it into Horace, back up top for Jarvis-Comey, and that pass is tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Kate. Possession will go back to Northfield. And a timeout will be taken by Coach Sweet. We will take it too. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Orange County Property Management. We will be right back after this message.
Thanks for joining us on this CVTsport.net local high school sports video production. If you'd like to help support our coverage, you can use the Venmo or PayPal app and just scan the QR codes above to donate and help support our free live coverage. If you'd like to join the CVTsport.net team, we're always looking for producers, commentators, and camera people. Email info@cvtsport.net for more information. Thanks for watching.
Back out of the timeout now. Walking things up is Shreve for the Marauders. He kicks it over to Knapp, to his brother Brady. Double teamed, back to Kane. Kane from beyond the arc. His shot is short. Long rebound falls into the hands of Brady, and he will be fouled by Q Horace. And with that, he will step to the free throw line. 15th foul against the Blue Devils. Will send Brady Knapp to the free throw line. First personal against Q Horace. Knapp with the right-handed shot at the free throw line is off the mark. Just over 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Checking into the game is Hebert replacing Horace. Knapp eyes the rim for his second free throw. This one is up and rolls out as well. Rebound is initially grabbed by Knapp, but he loses his balance, and then the Blue Devils immediately get control of it. Jarvis Comey forces tempo back the other way. Finds Smith, but he can't find his footing either, and he loses the basketball out of bounds. Back comes Northfield. Shreve with the ball over the timeline. Challenges Wilkin. Gets into the lane, and then he loses his dribble. That ball will sail out of bounds. And now, back come the Blue Devils once again. Jarvis Comey walks things up. Finds Kate. Back to Jarvis Comey, top of the key. Looking to get it to Hebert, and they do from the free throw line. His shot is blocked by Scott. Rebound grabbed by Kate. Picks up his dribble, kicks it back out to Jarvis Comey. Kate from way downtown. The shot rims in and out, and the rebound is grabbed by Brady Knapp. To Shreve. Shreve working against Wilkin. Kane Knapp hands off to Brady. Left-hand dribble, picks it up, finds Scott. Scott tries to take on a duo of Blue Devil defenders, loses his dribble. However, the basketball will be tied up by Brady Knapp and Carter Smith. Possession error will favor the Blue Devils. Jarvis Comey now with the basketball in his hands for Williamstown. Right-hand dribble. Finds Wilkin. Down low, they look to go to Smith, who gives it off to Hebert from beyond the arc now. This is Jarvis Comey. His shot is off back rim, no good. Skying for the rebound is Scott, and he pushes the basketball back the other way. Swiped away by Hebert from behind, and then he finds Jarvis Comey before he sails out of bounds. Excellent effort by the senior. Wilkin now. Back to Jarvis Comey. They reverse to Smith. Smith banks that one in, and he extends the Blue Devil lead to 29, tying their largest lead of the ball game. 20 seconds to play here. Getting to the rim is Shreve as he split the defense. He will step back to the free throw line, as that is the 6th team foul against Williamstown. 18.8 to go in the quarter. Second personal foul against Liam Hebert. Mason Shreve from the free throw line now. Eyes the rim, spins the ball, puts it up, and that one's good. Checking into the basketball game now will be Cooper Sumner for the Blue Devils. Sophomore guard. Shreve now back at the line. The second of two is off the mark. Rebound is grabbed by Smith. Wilkin with it. Quickly up the other way. Gives it over to Kate. Wilkin finds Smith again at the free throw line. He shoots. Too strong off the backboard. Long rebound out to Shreve. Gets into the lane, challenges a handful of Blue Devil defenders, and the shot is blocked. That will end the third quarter of play. We will step out for a quick break, and when we come back, the fourth quarter of tonight's 2025 VPA Division IV boys basketball playdown.
Vermont middle and high school students can start college for free at the Community College of Vermont. Get a taste of college life and learn about options after high school by attending an Access Day and enrolling in our Intro to College and Careers class. Juniors and seniors are eligible for 2 dual enrollment vouchers, each good for 1 free CCV course. And seniors can complete their last year of high school and first year of college at the same time through the Early College Program. They can even stay at CCV and earn a free associate degree through the McClure Free Degree Promise. Learn more at gotocollegevt.org.
Back here in Williamstown once again as we get ready to kick things off here in the fourth quarter of play. Blue Devils find themselves with a commanding 28-point advantage as we enter this final frame. Northfield will have possession of the ball as we get things going. They set up a stack along the half-court line. Knapp receives the inbound. Gives it to Brady Knapp. Dribbles baseline, and he looks to swing it over to Scott. However, his pass sails out of bounds, giving Williamstown possession. Inbound in the corner. Wilkin with it. He sets up the offense. Northfield in a zone defensive set. Sumner on the wing. Back to Wilkin up top. Hebert at the free throw line. Sumner, this one's from deep. His shot is off the mark, rebounded by Sweet. And back come the Marauders once again. Colgan walks it up, calls out the play. He surveys the court, directs traffic. Wilkin defends, gets it off to Knapp. Over to Kane Knapp. Knapp against Sumner. Has to pick up his dribble. Back out to Colgan. Colgan wants baseline, and that's going to be tipped away by Sumner. Picked off eventually by Wilkin. Quickly back the other way comes Williamstown. Wilkin into the corner. He finds Kate from beyond the arc. His shot is off back rim. Long rebound ends up in the hands of Colgan. Back the other way comes Northfield. Colgan picks up his dribble, finds Knapp. Knapp tried to reverse it to Scott. Intercepted and stolen away by Kate. Kate over to Sumner. Down low, this is Hebert on the low block. He challenges Sweet, and he is going to be fouled, stepping to the free throw line with the first foul of this fourth quarter. That one going to come back against Sweet. Hebert's first trip to the free throw line. Second personal on Sweet. Hebert's first free throw is on the way and in and out. Checking into the ball game with his 4 fouls will be Zeke Aronson, replacing Kane Knapp for the Marauders. Hebert readies for his second free throw. That one is up and off back rim, no good. Skying for the rebound is Scott. He finds Colgan. Excellent look by Sweet, just a bit too far in front of Brady Knapp, and he could not track that one down, giving possession back to the Blue Devils once again. Smith inbounds to Wilkin. 6 minutes and 25 seconds left in the ball game. Kate to Horace on the elbow. Skip pass over to Sumner from beyond the arc. His shot is no good. Rebound ends up with Horace. He finds Kate. Blue Devils reset the offense. Wilkin surveys. Left-hand dribble. Goes back to Sumner. Sumner from beyond the arc again. This time it comes up short. Aronson with the rebound to Colgan. Gets it over the timeline and challenges Wilkin. Gets into the paint. He is bumped, and he will draw the foul against Wilkin. Checking into the ball game will be Mason Shreve for Northfield. And that will also bring with it a timeout by Coach Sid Sweet and the Blue Devils. We are going to step aside for a quick break, and when we come back, the final 5 minutes and 55 seconds of play.
This game is made possible by locally owned Packard Fuels. Located in East Montpelier, Vermont, Packard Fuels is a proud and generous supporter of local high school sports and community events. Packard Fuels, your provider of home heating oil and service with a friendly staff that greets you with a smile. Owned by Ellery Packard III, Packard Fuels, 802-262-3835. Packard Fuels, keeping you warm.
Back in Williamstown out of the timeout. Knapp to inbound along the baseline. He surveys, looking to get it to Aronson, and he finds him underneath the basket amongst two defenders. Aronson finishes at the rim. Great game tonight by the sophomore Zeke Aronson. Right now out there playing with 4 personal fouls. Wilkin over to Sumner. Sumner challenges the Marauder defense, and he will turn the basketball over. Back the other way comes Northfield. Colgan with the basketball in his hands. Dribbling against Kate, kicks it into the corner. Aronson thought about the three, goes baseline now. Into Sweet, ball's tipped away. Ends up in the hands of Colgan. He goes baseline. Over to Shreve. Shreve skips it to Aronson. His foot was on the line, however, his shot is no good. And trying to save the rebound was Colgan. He is out of bounds. Possession back to Williamstown. 5 minutes and 17 seconds to go in the contest. Checking in for Northfield will be Garrett Coro, replacing Brady Knapp. Knapp, the veteran of the team, the lone junior. Hall back the other way, over to Sumner. They reverse it all the way over to Kate. Hall back up top as they pass it around the arc. Looking to get the ball into the post to both Horace and Smith. However, it's taken away by the Marauders. Colgan along the baseline. Gets it to Shreve. Sweet with the screen. Gets it to Colgan in the corner. He'll fire away from beyond the arc. His shot rims in and out. And then the rebound will bounce out of bounds. Williamstown will have the basketball along the baseline. Checking into the game is Colby Lagner, replacing Smith. 4 minutes and 47 seconds to go. Williamstown eyes a trip to the quarterfinals, where they would host either Twin Valley or Leland and Gray. And as I mentioned, for the Blue Devils, only 1 loss this season in Division IV play. Their other 5 losses came at the hands of Division III and a Division II opponent. They lost to the number 7 seed in Division II, Lamoille, to begin their season back on December 18th. They fell 64-47. Then they challenged Division III Vergennes, whom is the number 3 seed in Division III play this year, on December 27th, and they fell by a score of 79-62. As I mentioned in the pregame, twice they fell to the Richford squad, both at home and on the road. And then, as on the court, we have a timeout by the Blue Devils. I mentioned they also fell to Thetford. That was on January 13th, just by a 3-point margin. And the Panthers, no slouch themselves in Division III. They are the number 2 seed as we have things underway here in the postseason. So Williamstown will look again to advance to quarterfinal play, where they will host either Twin Valley or Leland and Gray, and look to continue this run this season. Out of the timeout, Horace will inbound. 4 minutes and 30 seconds stand between them in the quarterfinals. Hall dribbles it up. Picked off by Colgan. Great defense by the Marauders, playing till the final buzzer. Colgan in the corner, double teamed. He gets it to Coro. Shreve from beyond the arc. His shot is off the mark. Rebound tapped around, grabbed by Sweet. Mid-range jump shot now. Second effort by Shreve, no good. Once again, offensive rebound by Sweet. He continues to battle down below. This is Aronson. Gets it to Coro. Coro tried to find Sweet. It eventually ends up in the hands of Sweet. Shreve back to Colgan. Top of the key. Under 4 minutes to play in the game. Aronson on the wing. Met by Horace. Instead, he'll take the mid-range jump shot now. Comes up a bit short. Rebound falls into the hands of Kate, and that will be a jump ball. Possession arrow will favor the Blue Devils, and they will regain the basketball. Checking back into the game are Massetti, Clark, and Bailey for the final 3 minutes and 40 seconds of play. Kate inbounds to Bailey. Over the timeline, he gets to Clark, and a bit of a lapse offensively leads to the turnover initially. However, Bailey is up with it. Now Wagner, short corner, back up top, Clark, step back, gives it over to Massetti, back to Clark, they reverse it, Bailey into Wagner before Kate fires away from beyond the arc, and his shot is good. Senior guard Ronan Kate knocks down his first three-pointer of the ball game. This is Hausman, recently checked into the ball game for Coach Gant. And Bailey passes up ahead, finds Clark, can't get it to go against the defense. And back come the Marauders. Shreve to Hausman, to Coro, who will fire over the top of Massetti. His shot hits front rim and bounces out. Clark passes up to Bailey. Bailey will pull up from beyond the arc, and his shot is good. 32-point Blue Devil advantage with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to play. Shreve picks up his dribble, finds Sweet, down to Coro. Coro against Massetti, skips it to Middleton. Middleton's first action of the game, the freshman guard. Tries to reverse it back up top to Shreve. However, his pass ends up out of bounds. Possession back to Williamstown. Checking back into the game is Caleb Jarvis-Comey, replacing Kate. Bailey will walk it up for Williamstown. He gets it to Clark. Clark gets by two Marauder defenders, goes back to Bailey. Bailey from beyond the arc once again, and it's good. Evan Bailey has found his shooting touch ahead of their quarterfinal matchup that will be coming on Friday. This is Shreve now from beyond the arc. His shot is too strong. Rebounded by Williamstown. Full court pass up ahead. Good outlet by Bailey. Can't get it to go was Clark. Sweet with the rebound. Excellent display of sportsmanship by Middleton as he helps up Massetti after he fell to the ground, trying to corral the rebound. Now this is Shreve earning a trip to the free throw line. He was fouled, I believe, by Wagner. Second personal foul, or team foul rather, against the Blue Devils. It will be the third personal on Colby Wagner. Shreve eyes the rim for the first of two. He dips, and his shot is on the way. First one is up and good. Getting congratulations from his teammate, Garrett Coro. Now he readies for the second free throw. Dips, fires, and that one is also good. 61-28, Blue Devils lead. 1 minute and 45 seconds to go in the contest. Bailey directing traffic, running a play. Gets it to Jarvis-Comey, back to Bailey. Reverses it to Clark, Massetti, now Jarvis-Comey in the corner. They continue to work the ball around the top of the arc. Jarvis-Comey into Wagner on the low block against Sweet, back to Massetti. Clark fires away from three-point land. He can't get it to go. Massetti grabs the offensive rebound and he finishes at the rim. Shreve over the timeline, gets by Bailey, finds Middleton. Pass slips out of Middleton's hands. Ball comes back to Williamstown. Clark challenges Shreve, and he is able to score over the top of Shreve. Excellent finish by Alex Clark. And with 1 minute and 1 second remaining, Coach Bill Gant wants a timeout. We'll step aside and take it as well. We'll be right back after these messages.
Granite, coffee, manufacturing, food.
It's not easy to make a living in Vermont. We really are the bank behind almost every industry. We care about businesses growing and succeeding because that success is our success. We're a $1 billion bank made up of thousands of Vermont businesses.
Our customers make fresh coffee for great conversations and pull us out of the ditch on a cold, snowy night.
Wherever you are laying down your roots, taking a risk, building a dream, we're here.
This game is also made possible by Vermont Fellowship of Christian Athletes, established in 1954, a community working to see the world transformed by Jesus Christ through the influence of coaches and athletes. You can find more information at fcavermont.org, and you can contact them by email at glennolson@fca.org.
Back here in Williamstown, out of the timeout by Coach Gant. Marauders with the basketball. Middleton to Coro in the corner. Back up top from Middleton. He skips it over to Shreve. Great ball movement by the Marauders. Hausman eyes the rim. He shoots from beyond the arc. His shot is too strong. Coro corrals the rebound underneath on the offensive glass. He can't get the second effort to go. 37 seconds remain in the ball game. Hebert with the basketball. He is blocked by Hausman, I believe. Now Wilkin will fire away from beyond the arc in the corner. His shot rims in and out. Hebert grabs the offensive rebound, and he will be fouled as he goes back up. Hebert going to earn another trip back to the free throw line as the second team foul against the Marauders here in the fourth quarter will go on Owen Sweet. 23.8 remaining in the ball game. Hebert's first of two is good. 66-28, Williamstown leads. Hebert readies for the second free throw. This one is on the way, and it's also good. Northfield brings the ball over the timeline. Shreve met by two defenders. Sweet at the top of the key. Finds Hausman. He thought about it. Passes it out now to Shreve. Back to Hausman. He loses a handle on it, and there are 10 seconds remaining before Williamstown will advance to challenge either Twin Valley or Leland and Gray in the quarterfinals on Friday night right here in Williamstown. Ball is inbound to Hall. He will touch it, and they will let the final seconds tick off the clock as the Blue Devils, the number 4 seed in Division 4 play, have defeated the number 13 seed Northfield Marauders here in Williamstown by a final score of 67-28. We are going to step aside for a quick break, and when we come back, we will choose tonight's player of the game.
Thanks for joining us on this CVTsport.net local high school sports video production. If you'd like to help support our coverage, you can use the Venmo or PayPal app and just scan the QR codes above to donate and help support our free live coverage. If you'd like to join the CVTsport.net team, we're always looking for producers, commentators, and camera people. Email info@cvtsport.net for more information. Thanks for watching.
Back here in Williamstown, Brandon Walker on the call, joined by Garrett Sisley, the cameraman. And during the break, we had a discussion regarding tonight's player of the game, and we have concluded that senior guard Evan Bailey, with his offensive display tonight, not only offensive as well, creating steals countless times on the defensive end, has earned the honor of being tonight's CVTsport.net player of the game. And once again, with this victory, the Blue Devils will play host to either Twin Valley or Leland and Gray here on Friday night. And that will do it here from Williamstown. Once again, I would like to thank one of our sponsors this evening, Orange County Property Management. Don't forget to tune in again onto the NFHS network on Friday when the Blue Devils will host one of those two aforementioned teams. Have a great night, everyone, and safe travels.
This has been a local sports video production brought to you by CVTsport.net, your local sports video leader. We'd like to thank our longtime partners, CVTV723.org, channel 192 and 194, Central Vermont Community Access Television, and Orca Media, Onion River Community Access Television in the greater Montpelier area is media for the people.
My daddy made this. Daddy!